Bismillah. Good day, sir. Basta, mayroon mag-start. A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim. Bismillah. Good day, sir. I am Cinderella Isampiano. Will be reporting the law enforcement pillar. My table of contents are the introduction to law enforcement, what is law enforcement, who is law enforcement officer, fundamental principle of law enforcement by Robert Peel, concept of law enforcement, difference between law enforcement and policing, legal foundation of the Philippines National Police, and the two main functions of a police officer. My objective is, at the end of discussion, you will be able to distinguish the difference between law enforcement and policing. The introduction to law enforcement refers to the police, specifically the Philippines National Police. Police is a generic term referring to any government agency that enforces laws. Other law enforcement agencies like National Bureau of an Investigation, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, Philippine Coast Guard, and other are not included in this chapter. So what is law enforcement? Law enforcement is described the agencies and employees responsible for enforcing laws, maintaining public order, and managing public safety. The primary duties of law enforcement include the investigation, apprehension, and detention of individuals suspected of criminal offenses. Some law enforcement agencies, particularly sheriff offices, also have a significant role in the detention of individuals convicted of criminal offenses. Who a law enforcement officer refers to a person directly engaged in patrolling or surveillance to dissuade and discover criminal activity as well as investigate crime and apprehend offenders. So the law enforcement officer are the Philippine National Police Officer. They are the ones who investigate crime and apprehend offenders, and they are also the one who punish the people who violate the rules of our society. So the fundamental principle of law enforcement by Robert Peel. To sum this up, I will be giving the main goal of our police. The goal is preventing crime, not catching criminals. If the police stop crime before it happens, we don't have to punish citizens or suppress their rights. An effective police department doesn't have high arrest stats. Its community has low crime rates. The key to preventing crime is earning public support. Every community member must share the responsibility of preventing crime as if they were all volunteer members of the force. They will only accept this responsibility if the community support and trust the police. The police earn public support by respecting community principles. Winning public approval requires the law impartially, hiring officers who represent and understand the community, and using force only as a last resort. So the concept of law enforcement. The concept of law enforcement is enforcing law, and it also focuses the letter of the law rather than a spirit of law. It is also the main concept of law enforcement is arresting the people who violate the rules of our society. So the difference between Law enforcement and policing. Law enforcement implies compulsory compliance, while policing suggests voluntary adherence. And law enforcement is ensuring an act of obedience to the law. Police officers often take advantage of enforcing the law and end up using violence when it's not necessary. So the lesson two is the police as the prime mover of the criminal justice system. Legal foundation of the Philippines National Police. Article 16, Section 6 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, it provides that the state shall establish and maintain one police force, which shall be national in scope and civilian in character, to be administered and controlled by National Police Commission or NAPOLCOM. So the number two is Republic Act number 6975. An act establishing the PNP under a reorganized Department of the Interior and Local Government DILG, also known as DILG Act of 1990, enacted on December 13, 1990 as amended by RA number 8851 and RA number 9708. So the number 3 is the Act of Republic Act number 8551, an act providing for the reform and reorganization of the PNP, enacted on February 25, 1998, as amended by RA number 9708. Number 4 is the Republic Act number 9708, an act extending for 5 years the reglementary period for complying with the minimum educational qualification or appointment to the PNP, enacted on August 12, 2009, amending the purpose pertinent provision of RA number 6975 and RA number 8551. So the two main function of a police officer: to serve and protect. It is one of the responsibility of the police officer to serve and protect the life of every Filipinos and to observe human rights and dignity of a person. All PNP personnel shall respect the human rights and dignity of the suspect during police operation. So all PNP personnel shall respect the human rights and dignity of the suspect during police operation, and it is also, yeah, all PNP personnel shall respect the human rights and dignity of the suspect during police operation. To observe human rights and dignity of a person. So that is the end of my reporting, or the end of the law. Eh, that is the end of my reporting. Thank you for listening.